This is the second day after the salt bath. There's no improvement in the bobbing sturgeon. His partner that came with him is sitting on the bottom, not eating. But the replacement one, the one that swims a lot around, he seems to have gotten a little bit of food. I gave him those small, well, they're large, but they're relatively small versus the giant pellets, New Life Spectrum pellets. And this guy hesitated over them, and I think he grabbed a few. Can't be certain, but these have been sitting there for an hour, so I'm gonna have to take him out. But anyhow, I was thinking all morning about venting the swimming bladder in fish that one of our peers mentioned on YouTube comments. I looked at a bunch of videos and saw how people deflate the swimming bladder of the fish. They're suffering from barotrauma or pressure trauma when they're pulled from great depths, when they're caught and pulled up. The swimming bladder enlarges and pushes the stomach and the intestines out of the anus and stomach out of the mouth. So they insert the needle and just puncture the swimming bladder and let the air out, excess air out, and then plop them back in there. So I'm gonna try this on the sturgeon. Again, I'm at my wit's end. The vendor suggested to keep him at 22-24 centigrade or Celsius. I mean, I could set it up. It's going to be a lot of work and additional expense, but I have a chiller, but I don't have a spare filter that I can just install on this tub and chill it, because again, this tub is connected to the 6 tanks, to the 2,000-gallon system of the 6 tanks and the sump. So I cannot chill all of it, but I definitely can chill as much as I want the 180-gallon tub, because my chiller is 500 watt, and I used it before. I know I can chill the water pretty good with it. But I don't know if it's gonna. I mean, it needs to be long. It needs to be long term, the vendor said, which is very sensible. Everything I've tried so far is short term, and there are no firm conclusions from short term. I chilled the water only to, well, the water chilled the water to 76 for a couple of days, and that's not enough. That's actually could be stressing them also. Going down in temperature, then now it's slowly rising. Right now it's 78, 79. Fahrenheit. .76 Fahrenheit is the same as 24.4 Celsius, by the way. Anyhow, I'm gonna try and vent his bladder and see if it helps him stay down and get some sense of normal behavior. I found this X-ray of sturgeon online, which shows the swimming bladder. Seems to be pretty small, but it's in the same general area where our sturgeon has a bump right here. So it's above it, so it's got to be pushing out the intestines and the stomach, and that's why the bump. So it looks like where they more or less the fin, the pectoral fin ends, that coincides with about the middle of the swimming bladder, and it's more or less in the middle of the body, a little bit higher than this row of scutes, or more or less pretty much. If I insert the needle, as it says, at 45 degrees from behind like that, I should be able to hit it. And if the air doesn't come out by itself, I'll try to take it out with syringe. Okay, here's our patient. That's where the bump is, right here. That's where the pectoral fin ends. So this is about right here. This is the middle of the swimming bladder. So I'm going to try and insert a needle from here like that. Well, I might have killed him doing that. We'll see. Still bobbing. Trying to press and see if any air will come out. Doesn't look like anything's coming out. Still looks like he has positive buoyancy. He's staying at the surface without doing anything. See? And his back even is out of the water. So I don't think I did anything. Either I missed the swimming bladder, or it's not the swimming bladder. We'll try again. I will not go as deep. Doesn't look like there's any change in the buoyancy. His back is still out of the water. Well, the guy that ate the replacement, well, he's been poking head out of the water too, but not as desperately, not as much. Yeah, he's still positively buoyant. Poor thing. Just turning over and floating. I'm gonna try the third and last time. Maybe I'm missing the swimming bladder. positively buoyant. Pretty sure after the 3 ties I killed him. No change in buoyancy. After about 5-10 minutes he stopped floating upside down and trying to stay the right side up and go down to the bottom, but he can't go down to the bottom. He's still positively buoyant. So maybe he will leave, but he will not improve. I don't think so. How much torture can a fish handle? I feel horrible about this guy. This sedentary guy decided to move a little bit too. Yep. He's bobbing to the surface. Still positively buoyant. Well, we'll check in a few hours, see what happens. This is 3 hours later. No change. The guy is back to doing his same old thing. Well, at least I didn't kill him. Just tortured more the poor guy. That's the one that's maybe eating. The one on the bottom is that moves little or less. No, vice versa. That's the new one. That's the replacement. This is the one that doesn't eat and doesn't move much. He's trying to stay down, but cannot. I guess it's cannot be avoided. Tomorrow we'll try the Epsom salt bath then. It doesn't look like the air is in his swimming bladder. Based on today's experiment. Maybe it's in the stomach or in the intestine, rather. If it was in the stomach, he could regurgitate it rather easily, I think. So it must be in the intestine.